Wiki 2005 sub at tier 1 and said you just keep up the good work my friend. End of line.
DDT 2005, thank you for the tier 1 sub and
for BHC 2015 SIZHER 100 come 1, come all to the Shelby show. Let's go. End of line.
26 months. Thank you, DDT 2005. Cobb, thank you for the 100 bits there. Okay, so we're going to try something a little different today. It's a minor thing, but I'm just kind of curious about this. Oh, let's see if the GoPro's working. Hey, what do you know? Fancy GoPro. So this is something that I can use from right here. So, you know, moving windows around and stuff.
CHER 5000 we. End of line. CART 1443 sub as prime and says end of line. End of line.
Lady Ironborn, thank you for the 5,000 bits. Holy moly, I really appreciate that. Whoa, thank you. Wow. And Cart1443, thank you for the Prime sub and for 16 for 21 months. Thank you. Damn, it's getting notifications. Oh my gosh, thank you. That is the computer that's over where I normally work. But today I'm actually...
RT sub as tier 1 and says hail. End of line.
Fnord, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Oh my gosh.
On board the hype train, it's the Ironborn today, CHER 100. End of line.
Fnord, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 16 months. And Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. Anyway, I'm using my next dock to remotely control that computer. Because when we're doing stuff like cap mapping, which is the goal for today, it's not always easy to take something like this over to there, and I've been trying to figure out how to do this. I was gonna like try and run another HDMI cable over to one of the monitors over here. Then I remembered I have this thing. Let's just do that. So I'm actually using my phone to remote desktop to it, but it lets me work on it from over here. So I'm curious to see how this turns out. So this might be a little awkward, but we'll see.
2015 SIZHER 100 chugga woo. End of line.
Cobb, thank you for the 100 bits. So using a very modern terminal to repair an old terminal? You know, I hadn't made that connection? Yes. That is exactly what it is. Oh, now you kind of make me wish that thing did USB-C video, because I could literally run one cable and have it connect to everything. So, okay. Let me go over another thing about this. I found the manual. Oh, yeah. Somebody got really too clever.
To AI 2097. End of line. Pauken gave a tier 1 gift sub to PPE. End of line. Pauken gave a tier 1 gift sub to PENI 1984. End of line. Falcon gave a tier 1 gift sub to Brandon Librian. End of line. Falcon gave a tier 1
Jeff,
gift
that's
sub
very
to
unfortunate.
End of line.
Spooky, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Oh my gosh, thank you. Not gonna let me start? Yeah, no kidding. Manual, somebody got a clever idea.
2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Benjamin. End of line. COBHC 2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Aris. End of line. COBHC 2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Mechatronics. End of line. COBHC 2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Pack. End of line. COBHC 2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Sobenti. End of line. Sergio says hi train. Choo choo. End of line. CHER 100. End of line.
Cobb, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. And Coder Joe, thank you for the 100 bits.
Falcon says the train has not reached its destination. CHER 100. End of line. Schmide gave a tier 1 gift sub to OER1 KHG. End of line. Schmide gave a tier 1 gift sub to JOSP.
Thank you all so
80.
much.
End of line. Schmide gave a tier 1 gift sub to Conlucer. End of line. Schmide gave a tier 1 gift sub to Zed Panda. End of line. Schmide gave a tier 1 gift sub to Perplexed. End of line. Belgiumet gave a tier 1 gift sub to DVARK09. End of line. Belgiumet gave a tier 1 gift sub to Preston 577. End of line. Belgiumet gave a tier 1 gift sub to Blowuna. End of line. Belgiumet gave a tier 1 gift sub to Brink. End of line. Belgiumet gave a tier 1 gift sub to Hybrid Robotics. End of line. Nekolek says CHER 100 CP0. Command error in command. Punknun COBHC 2015 SIs CHER 100 Chuka. End of line. COBHC 2015 SIs CHER 100 Chuka. End of line. COBHC 2015 SIs CHER 100 Wauupu. End of line. Falcon says a few moments later CHER 100. End of line.
Schmide, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Ben, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Nakalak, thank you for the 100 bits. Cobb, thank you for the 100 bits. Wesley, thank you for the 20.
Says
Cobb, thank you for the 100. Spooky, thank you for the 100.
100. And end of line.
Generic Sweetener, thank you for the 100.
100. This is going to take a while, isn't it? End of line.
Coder Joe, thank you for the 100. Okay. I put the manual away in a bin with all of my other manuals, and I just forgot. I put all my S100 stuff in one place, except the televideos for some weird reason. So I knew where those were. It hasn't been going, clearly. So, okay. We actually don't really get anything out of this, though. I looked through it earlier today. It has a cool...
Tier 1 gift sub to Andrew Gretzky. End of line. Delanta Ironborn gave a tier 1 gift sub to Jefferson. End of line. Delanta Ironborn gave a tier 1 gift sub to HBN 22018. End of line. Delanta Ironborn gave a tier 1 gift sub to Cabbage Microvel. End of line. Delanta Ironborn gave a tier 1 gift sub to Cambrian Era. End of line.
It shows you how to pack it,
says, end of line.
but not, like, schematics.
Tier 1 gift sub to HECUBUS 2385. End of line.
The Lady Ironboard, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Industrious Ant, thank you for the Prime sub. And for 14, that's that one, 14 months.
2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub.
Vital Knee, thank you for the gifted sub, too.
COBHC 2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Nova Geometricide.
I'm gonna put this to the side because we don't have any use.
2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Citizen 69105. End of line. COBHC 2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to Oaklister. End of line. COBHC 2050 gave a tier 1 gift sub to MAUKU 10. End of line.
Phone reverse engineering. Oh man. Vital Kniev, thank you for the gifted sub. And Cobb, thank you for the 5 gifted subs there. Okay. We also don't need the keyboard, but just to recap here for everyone, we've been working on this machine off and on for over a month now. And last weekend we got to the point where we thought we had all the parts and prettied it up, got it all cleaned up. Like, this keyboard actually looks phenomenal now. But then we went to turn it on, and the analog board for driving the CRT is just hosed. So we're going to have to recap that. So today we're going to be doing a cap map of it to put up on Caps Wiki. And that's realistically the only objective I set today. Because the rest of the weekend we're going to be doing Game Boy Advance homebrew development. Yeah, we're just going to knock this one out for today. We might go through a couple of other things that I've put up on Caps Wiki that I haven't actually finished finding parts for and stuff, just to make sure that I can actually order a bunch of things, because there's a bunch of stuff I really need to pick up parts for. So, yeah, I've been putting that off for a while. So, okay. We skipped over the 10-minute lag, maybe. So, I have two things on Caps Wiki this weekend. Ah, cool. Let's see. Snafu is distinctly subpar. Oh, interesting. Homebrew GBA music research is amazing. Yeah, I'm curious about how that's gonna go. I don't know exactly what I want to do for that, because yeah, my thing could get really boring and monotonous easily if I make bad custom music. So I gotta be careful about that. So I'm gonna get the keyboard out of here, because we don't need to do anything with that, but we do need to get the actual terminal itself open. So we're gonna take this. We're going to crack it open again, not for the last time, but another time, and then we can start looking at the analog board in here. So, all right. Yeah, I've been focused on some other stuff now, DZI, because it's looking like the best way to make the music might be to use external tools to generate the, what you call it, the Music Player 2000 track sequences. I tried figuring out how to do a dynamic array in C using malloc, so that you could just drop in the track sequences and then have it clone itself in RAM and calculate all the relative offset pointers, but I'm bad at malloc, apparently. So, yeah, I couldn't figure out how to get that working correctly. So I need to spend a little more time on that before I'll be ready to actually start on music. So, okay. Let's see. I think remove level 55 cap. That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, let's get this thing open. The manual does actually describe how to open this thing, but we've done this a bunch of times now. Too many times now. So yeah, we're gonna be good on that. It's weird that it's so much cleaner and nice now, though. And by weird, I mean it is nice, but you know. Nobody's good at malloc.
247 sub as tier 1 and says end of line.
I like that. Those are lucky and those who aren't. Yeah. The other problem, making it really difficult to figure out how that's working, is
as tier 1 and says TECHPA 5 NYANWIN 3 TECHPA 5 NYANWIN 1 TECHPA 5 NYANWIN 2 TECHPA 5 NYANWIN 3 end of line.
That almost worked. G-Pin, thank you for the tier 1 sub, and for 12. That's a numbering number. 8 and 4, 12 months there. Thank you. And then Maya Gogo, thank you for the tier 1 sub, and for 14 months there. I appreciate that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. The other fun thing that's making doing the malloc stuff really hard is that I don't have GDB, and I don't have gives you a giggle. So it's memory allocation. I mean, that's what it is. But I mean, malloc, I mean, how would you, it's not like it's actually a word. So, But I don't have GDB, so I can't like check variables to see where stuff's pointing. I don't have printf because it's a Game Boy Advance. It doesn't have a console. And I can't even reliably print like pointers to the display using graphic stuff because it's just kind of really a pain in the butt. There's no the way that I'm doing this, it's advisable to include as little of the standard libraries as you can get away with. So it's a huge pain. So do you have National Instruments serial to HPIB converter? Yes. Could you dump the firmware? Whoa, yeah. I could probably do that. If we get this done, we'll make that a stretch goal for today. How about that? If we don't get to that today, keep on me about it. We can do that. So this thing's built like a prop designer's idea of a computer, but it's just full of circuit board. Yeah, kinda. It would be perfect for like, you take off the back panel, I'm gonna hack these two together, and boom, we're into the mainframe. Anyway, use CLOC instead, its predecessor. See. See, I know what you meant. Still, after the Game Boy Advance does not have a console. Oh, yeah. It makes it a little hard to debug. So you have to debug in weird ways. So I was printing pointer addresses to the display at one point, but it doesn't print the whole address for some weird reason. And then trying to like compare things in real time. It's like you can't easily print a whole bunch of stuff. Maybe I should just make like a giant debug thing. Oh, the other fun thing is that in order to print text to the screen, you have to set up graphics memory areas and the graphics regions that you can define in the e-reader API. There's limitations to it. You can only set up like so much. So even though you only want to print text, you're still setting up like a full resolution bitmap. So it takes a lot of memory. It's a pain in the butt. So emus for GBA not have a form of console? Ooh. You know what? I don't know. They have. So the problem with the link port serial, now that actually is a really clever thing. Possibly I could do that. I will need to look into that. I think the GBA dev stuff assumes you're going to use GDB, but the problem is you can't use GDB with the e-reader software because if you try and start GDB, it's trying to debug the actual e-reader cartridge ROM. It can't debug the .code binaries because they're like held in RAM and then it passes execution off to that, and then getting the debug elf for the .code binary to match up in the location of the things, it just doesn't work. At least I don't think I can make it work. But yeah, serial over link cable. Yeah, that might be the best way to do it. I'll need to look into that. That might be really awesome. Let's see. Top Mal-Ock 20 years ago. So you sound right to me. All right. Let's see. Is this fixing the analog board? This is cap mapping the analog board. Jeez, brain. I need to pull it out, figure out what capacitors are on it, and then we're going to make a list of them on Caps Wiki so that I can actually order them. So we're not fixing it yet. We're taking the next step so we can fix it. So next, like, I probably won't do like actual serial, but I might just like send raw bytes or something to it. I'll look up how you can interface with the link thing because that might actually be the best possible way to debug. I could make like actual debug hardware, couldn't I? Oh, that's a terrible idea. Why did that have to enter into my mind? It could debug on real consoles. Dang. Okay. Oh, that's right. This is not screwed in. It's plastic snapped in. I originally did not want to take this out because I didn't want to break the plastic snaps. All right, we're going to put this on its side. We're going to see if I can gently crush the power switch. No. We're going to see if I can gently compress these and pull the analog board free. So it would be real swell to not damage that. Or to not ruin all of the clips. I need another one of these. There we go. Okay. See, logic analyzer on the bus, right? Magic byte to trigger capture. You mean the protocol analyzer? See, excellent, terrible ideas make for great streams. Yeah, we'll see. I have an actual plan for the rest of the weekend. Basically, I really want to make a game within a week so that I can have something that's a little more polished to show off in the eventual video. Oh, this is a cakewalk. These are like the easiest snaps to take off ever. Okay. Brain dead simple. See, GDB is scriptable, but it'd be tough. I don't know how to do it. So, do you mean to like try and read specific sections of memory? If I can get the pointer addresses, I could probably read the data directly. And I can print some of the pointer addresses to the screen. So I could do that, then type them in. That'd be kind of terrible. But if I could just like print F to the link port, that would be a lot better. So if they do break one of those way 3D print kind of make a replacement, I'd probably just look up AT motherboard standoffs. So, all right, that's loose now. I'm gonna disconnect the signal connector. Okay. Disconnect, I think, power. Wow, that does not want to cooperate. I'm going to need a flat blade screwdriver to wedge in there. So it's like a AT style power connector, so it's got like a snap thing on one side. Okay, are we having capsif? So we're gonna recap the entirety of the analog board. If I'm pulling it out, I'm not gonna do half the job. But we have to figure out what all caps are on here first. Come on, unplug. There we go. Jeez. Okay. And then the neck board, which also connects to a grounding strap. Man, this thing's a nightmare. Jeez. Oh, don't tell me it's soldered to the... Oh, no, it's not fully. No, they're on connectors. Okay. Photo time. Okay, so we're going to be unplugging the connectors that control the horizontal and vertical deflection, and it would be cool to make sure those get reconnected correctly. So let's make sure we document those. Okay, that's not a horrible angle. We'll see how it looks when it focuses. All right, I am going to... Wow, that's a lot of ISO. Let's see what this looks like. Open with Gwenview, the worst software ever. Okay. Crushing the power switch might fix it. Yeah, really. If we do break, okay. Just catching up here. Remove connectors for removing board from case. Be easier. Wasn't wobbling about everywhere. Nah, that would have made too much sense. Please pull neck board. Nerve-wracking. Yeah. A lot of ISO. 1600. Yes. Okay. So this is one side. That is the other side of the horizontal and vertical deflection. So, like the latest video. What do you mean? Was you saying my latest video was noisy? It was. I was really tempted to actually run it with noise reduction, but then I decided I wanted it to be done instead. So, that's what you're saying. You caught me. I'm going to try getting some light in here. Bump this down to 800. Oh, now things have moved. See, in your defense, you're changing camera settings constantly. That stream showed everything. Yeah, that does tend to happen. Okay. Glenview. Oh, that's really good. Okay. And now you can't see that one. Well, kinda. Let me see if I can just slide it out at all. And then we will try to take a picture of it when it's a little more open. And I didn't finish the thought on the neck board. I don't like to remove the neck board because it makes it possible to bend the pins. So I prefer to leave that on as long as I can. All right. Oh, I can get this up nice and high. Okay, yeah. So we can take a much better picture of it on top. Okay, let's not set it on top of the deflection coils, though, and then scratch them and cut them and then be really, really sad. Why do I have jiggly windows turned on? Why don't you? That's the real question. In a world where you could have jiggly windows, why would you not? Real ancestors here on Windows. Okay. Well, I can give you half of a pass for that. All right. That's going to be way better. VT, yeah, the terminal doesn't support it. See, my terminal here, the next dock supports it. Oh, yeah, I didn't show you guys. Here, photo time. Okay. See, it looks too much like Windows graphics drivers issues. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Ooh, yeah, I'm really glad I retook that. I thought that connector was horizontal. Okay. Parts for the special RFID thing? No, they did not arrive yet. It's going to be a while before I need that, so it's less of a concern. So yeah, I ordered them slow boat. I'm getting 2 of them and cables and a ST-Link 2 for like $30. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Luckily, your desk. Okay. All right. I'm happy with that documentation.
As tier 1 and says 2 years. End of line.
Flare Spire, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 24 months. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, let's unplug this thing. Then we'll be ready to actually do Caps Wiki stuff here. All right. That one's one of the deflections, and that one's the other. There we go. It's loose. Yay. And I guess now we could actually just go sit at the real computer. But then I wouldn't have lights or the camera and stuff, so we'll just stay here. Okay. Okay.
KARATAUS 82S as tier 1 and says 18 months and you haven't kicked me out yet. Will we get to 19? End of line.
Carthouse, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 18. That's this one and this one. Boom. 18 months. Thank you. Let's see. Tillwolf, if you're out of the ad, no, they still got 40 some seconds. I'll wait. All right. Oh, okay. I think we're ready. Okay. It's going to be weird to be doing this with a laptop that is actually not a laptop. All right, add over. Okay, I ordered 2 of them. No, they haven't got here. I ordered them slow boat because I have DRM labels, so it doesn't matter. And I'm not going to burn through them that quickly, I suspect. Okay, so let's go through this a little bit. So tempted to try and make Deck Talk say something like National Weather Service issued failed capacitor warning your area. Gosh. Okay. So, oh boy, let's switch to here and actually make a Visual 200 page. Visual 200 terminal. Okay. Create page. All right. One thing I'm going to do, go to the file upload place, and then we're going to go archiving Visual 200, and then I've already cropped out a nice photo for this. Upload. Okay. Get it. You're up since 3:30, but it's still too early to start yawning. You are not far off. Thanks, cat. All right, let's go over to this, edit. Picture. It's really nice having the updated Wiki, Media Wiki backend on this now, because the Infobox editor stuff, so much better. Their template editor, that's what it is. It's way better now. So, title, we'll use the default one. Release year is 1980. Wasn't this previously defaulting to 1980? Did we delete that so people stopped leaving it at that? That would probably make sense. This is all through hole. Capacitor types. Let's see, ceramics and electrolytics. So we're going to go with that. Aluminum electrolytic, ceramic. Just wipe out that tantalum, which is possible, but I don't see it here. All right. See, this is distressing. Can't find anything you want to buy. It's on sale. Gosh. Let's see. Needs more orange brown backdrop for that photo. Normally, I would like to go take that photo at my nice workbench or photo area, but I don't want it right now. Maybe later. Let's see. On the one hand, I'm wondering whether using DTMF commands would add mildew. Would absolutely murder Shelby's ears. Actually, no. I keep the deck talk generally fairly low down, because I don't know when someone's going to do something either intentionally or not. So. Let's see. Destructive entry, no. CPU, doesn't matter. Graphics, no. Input voltage is 120 VAC. Technically, you can change it. That was one thing I found in the manual. That weird wire block thing that I was using to test. That's how you reconfigure the taps for the transformer to change that. So, yeah. Okay, IEC. Actually, it's IEC D13. Is that the connector side? What's the US outlet IEC value? You know, it doesn't matter. Hardwired mains. All right, we'll just add all that there for now. All right, fancy. It doesn't have an IEC assignment. That makes sense because it's terrible. Okay. Let's see. Symptom or problem encountered. How do we want to describe this issue, man? Fuzzy video. NEMA 515. Oh, okay, perfect. We'll edit that. Forgotten NEMA exists. NEMA 515. Wait, what did I do? I bet I tapped the trackpad on this thing. The trackpad is the single real failure point of the next dock. It's terrible, which is really unfortunate. It's way too eager to give up on multi-touch, and it's the best way to describe this. When you move your hand from, when you go to click, all right, you'll have one finger on the touchpad in one spot, and your finger will lift to click with the other finger, okay? It doesn't register that you've lifted before you can put your other finger down, and it thinks it's one super quick movement. So I'm constantly putting the mouse cursor in the bottom left corner of the screen when I use the touchpad, and it's very annoying. And then it always has reverse scroll on at the hardware level. See, I've paired a Bluetooth mouse to my phone. All right. Screen has horizontal distortion. We'll probably put it back together, maybe take a picture of that, or I'll just grab a screenshot from the stream. So it's slow. It is slow. It's slow to respond, but it's not a computer. So it's not like it's bad at it. It's just that's how it works there. So let's see, causes likely failed caps on CRT driver board. Actually, you know what? Let me go look at the manual really quick, because it shows a photo of this thing, and it probably calls it something in particular. Yeah. The manual's like, hey, if you want to recalibrate your display, you just take out the thing. Location of TV monitor adjustments. That's what they're calling it. Okay. TV monitor adjustments. Refer to brightness, CRT flyback removal and installation. Are you kidding me? Why? Why? Okay. They don't name the board. They're just like, this thing, adjust that. That's hilarious. TV monitor PCB. That's it. That's what they call it. TV monitor PCB. Okay. I'm going to put that in like quotes, because that's a weird name. So I had so much faith in the consumer. Yeah, really. No, bad. Okay. Okay. Disassembly notes. Let's actually remark that that thing is not screwed in place. One of these days I'll be able to spell words. All right, it's attached to the bottom of the case with plastic standoffs. Oh my gosh, touchpad. Ooh, wait. I can disable the touchpad, can't I? There. Haha! Okay. If you own Glass TTY at this point in time, you're very much a fancy power user. Oh, yeah, 1980. Yes. Okay. Bottom of case with plastic standoffs. You know what's funny about this problem where I just had to disable the touchpad? Another issue with the touchpad is that it always enables, or disables it, I should say. It always disables the touchpad when you start typing. So it's literally impossible to play like a mouse and keyboard game on this thing. Yeah, every problem I have with this is touchpad related. Every single one of them. All right. Pinch them from the bottom to remove them. Okay. Let's see. Fairness people, you have to remember a lot of people up 1980 probably built literally 600 and owned computers, radios. Yes, yeah, this is very much that era. You could have bought a Commodore PET when this thing was out. You could have bought an Apple II. Could have bought a TRS-80 Model 1. You could have bought an HP 85. You could have bought an Atari 800. All of those existed at this time. So there were regular consumer computers at this point. They were not cheap. This thing, I don't know. Who would be the target audience of this? Because Visual wasn't like a massive brand name at this point, I think. So this must have been a more enthusiast one. So I don't know. I don't know quite how to rate this one. All right. Copy that. Paste it there. Delete B so I can be lazy. All right. Let's start marking out stuff on here. So Nichicon, 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 Nichicon. They're all Nichicon. Every single one of them. So kind of weird they failed. Although we have seen some failed high-end brand capacitors. It's usually specific series of theirs that tend to fail over time. I'm going to guess that this thing, though, just is out of life. That these have depleted their electrolyte because it's been used a lot. It has a lot of burn-in on the tube. Oh, I shouldn't say a lot. It has noticeable burn-in. So... libraries use terminals. Oh, yeah. Terminals are, yeah, library type thing. So, let's see. Wonder why Japanese capacitors considered to be the best? Because they are? You can qualify capacitors, so. So is it working? No, that's why we're making a Caps Wiki page. I mean, yes, if you hated it, you could use it. You hated it and wanted to just squint with one eye while you're trying to read it. You could theoretically use it. All right, I'm going to start from the top, work right to left. So we have a C120. There are a lot of caps on this thing. So this is a 2.2. 2.2. It is 100 volts, which is a lot. Yep, it's actually 100 volts. Okay, I need things. Okay. Does it function? I mean, it will turn on and show things on the CRT. It is not really usable, though. There's enough reason to try and repair it, if that maybe answers your question. Okay. I assume by DM1 you mean DT1, TRS-80? The TRS-80 is the best. It just is. I mean, it's not functionally the best, but like, if I could only keep one, it would be that. Does indeed answer your question. Okay. All right, so mount is through hole. Diameter, let's see. So it's this one. It's a weird one. 8 millimeters. 8 millimeter height. It's probably 12. Lead spacing. I guess it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. Everything is 5. Temp, that's... Just due to the order that I have all of the question or the table cell columns in here, every time I get to temp, I'm like, oh, you know, I didn't look at temp. That's a good question. Like every single time. 105. All right, type is aluminium electrolytic. Yeah, I'll spell it the American way. Fine. Brand Nichicon. Series. I did not notice one. Might be on the back. It's got that super generic M. But I don't believe it. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. Microsoft had our internal email system on Xenix till 1995. Interesting. Most people use internally developed Windows client to access it. You'd still use a terminal, and every office had a terminal connector. That is amazing. I would not have guessed that Xenix saw that much use for that long at Microsoft. I would have thought some kind of AI, or not AIX. That's like very much not Microsoft. My brain is like an NT server, something. So it's this. If I get way in there, I'm trying to use the camera to see what my eyeballs can't. So yeah, M and then some like weird production codes. Let's cheater zoom. Boom. Yeah, so here's why I don't want to call that the series. If we look at, say, this capacitor, that'll also say, no, that one says K. Okay, well, these tiny ones here, these say M on them, I believe. Let's go to the corner here. Okay, that one I'm pretty sure says M. Yeah, so M, but the jacket is a different color, so I don't think they're the same series. So, there's no bulging on the caps, but that doesn't mean they didn't dry out. So there we have, yeah, I would believe that's K series. I guess I'm just going to have to go with M. I don't think we've ever found a data sheet for an M series Nichicon. So that's really annoying. There's no bulging ones. So that one's good. Nothing coming off the top of that. Nothing off the top of that. Nothing off that. Nothing on that. Yeah, all of them look very clean as far as bulging. I'd really think that just depleted the electrolyte or electrolytic fluid. So K&M are tolerance indicators. Oh, so they're just no series. Why are you adding it on Wiki? So this isn't Wikipedia. This is CapsWiki, which is a site that I run that is dedicated specifically to cataloging the capacitors that are in devices. But in general, you can put repair information for anything in here. So actually, let's just go random page. So this is a page about SE30. And down here, we'll see a list of capacitors that are on the main board there. There's some for the analog power supply. I think this does a little bit more than just power supply on these. But here someone has gone through and listed replacement capacitors that you can get. And the idea here is to democratize the repair of these devices and make it possible for someone to just look up Macintosh SE30, find the listing of the capacitors, and then just find them here to order them for their model, rather than have to know how to do all this. So, yeah. That's the purpose of CapsWiki, and there are kind of a lot of pages on here. It is really interesting. Some nerd made this one about an MC505. So this one doesn't have capacitors listed. It has potentiometers because those are a common failure on that kind of thing. So you can list whatever you want on here. Just generally the idea is listing replacement parts. But capacitors are usually the thing that fails first. So capacitors are kind of the primary focus. Holy JPEG artifacts. Welcome to 1.5 megabits per second. Yeah. Series, the blue ones. Yeah, really. On that, let's actually go look at this again. So one of the things that I've been trying to do is identify all of the capacitor series that we could. So yeah, we don't have any K or M series Nichicons. So series overview, what year is this? I'm amazed that linked worked, because I think Nichicon eliminated a lot of their older data sheets, didn't they? Oh, maybe it was a mistake. So yeah, this is a list of many series, if you're lucky enough to have that be in there. But yeah, there's no M listed there either. So nice archiving. Yeah, so one of the things for how I have this set up and how I recommend people do this is say you want to link to the data sheet for here, PJ series. You can link directly to the data sheet. Oh, well, potential security risk. Okay, I don't know. Well, it's going to a weird site. But one thing you should do is also click this after putting that link there. That will take you to archive.org. And if the link has not been previously captured, then clicking that should have it give you the option at the minimum to go ahead and preserve that page. It looks like it didn't get captured, though, when that happened. I wonder if it had the security risk then for the SSL. That's a problem. Not a lot I can do about that. That's too bad. What does it look like if I go through with this? Advanced. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. Not found. Drat. Okay, so we need a better link for this. So this one, I don't know when this got put up there. The archive link doesn't seem to have been clicked and saved it. So, yep. Could be Rubicon. Rubicon eliminated a bunch of them or something? We do have Rubicons listed in here. Let's see, just as an example, well, that one's third-party hosted. DigiKey hosted. I don't know. All right, M and K are indeed tolerance variances. Okay. Tolerance codes. Okay. See, yeah. Well, so one thing to keep in mind about things like the series codes being different or whatever is that they changed over time, and we can be looking at like 4 decades of capacitors being made by one company. So we can see here Nichicon is now using 3 character codes as well. So to say like, oh, these are 1 character when they're 2 here, there could be tolerance codes make sense though. So all right, so then we'll go with generic non-series. I'm tempted. This tolerance is probably the equivalent to a series at that time. It is not easily possible for me to click that. Oh, wait, I can click this and then get to that link. Forgot about that. Yoink. Clickety click click. Okay. Interesting. Voltage codes. I don't know if I've ever encountered that. Oh, weird. This must be more common in like AC stuff nowadays. By AC, I mean, well, okay, you can read that either way. I was going to say air conditioning, but also probably like mains voltage things. So it's funny you see power rail smoothing caps or say that. There are no mains power filter caps in this. I don't think so. That one has an actual series, NP-HF. But the voltage is only 25 volts on the biggest one on there. So there are no like mains power filter ones. No, I won't ever use an ad blocker. It is hypocritical of me to use an ad blocker when I make a lot of money off of ads. Well, not a lot of money, but a portion of my own income comes from money. We're going to go with just listing that. It's wrong, but I don't want to add a tolerance. Well, I guess we can just rename this tolerance. That'll work. Okay. Oh, no. Is it Shift M, Control M, Tab? There we go. All right. That's that one. 12 volt and 5 volt rails. Okay. I thought you meant like the mains ones. So, like, I don't actually know how they're getting away without that. Must be real susceptible to ground stuff. All right. So that was C120 done. Okay, so C401. Weird. Okay. C4 401. Quantity 1. All right. Continuing on. We have 47 UF. Copy this, get the fancy mu character. 47, it's also 100 volts. It's also through hole. It's also 105 aluminum electrolytic and M tolerance. Size and lead spacings are going to be different though. Power cord tied in a knot, that'll do it. Yeah. Yeah. They did at least use an actual bulkhead for that. So they didn't just tie it in a knot. All right. It's this one. 16 diameter. Okay, 16 millimeter height. Doesn't really matter all that much. 30. Lead spacing matters a lot. Seven. And that's that one done. Okay. Next. Now we're cruising. Okay. This is C312. Man, they got a lot of like sub-schematic areas on here. C312, quantity 1. Okay. Value is a bunch. 1,000 UF. So I'm going to guess, because it's not enormous, it's going to be super low voltage. So I'm going to guess 16 or 6.3. I'll go 16. It's 16. Oh, yeah. 16 volt. It's probably the exact... It is the same diameter, which will mean also the same lead spacing, but it's a different height. This one is 24 millimeters tall. All right, temp. They could say M plus minus 20. Only because I can copy paste the plus minus character from chat. In reality, what I would like to do is get a tolerance table place and then link to that. Okay. It is... Oh, but this one's K. What's that, 10%? Why did I close the link? K is 10%. Okay. The rest of that is true. Okay. I'm going to save this just to lock that data in it. And actually create the page. Now we'll go back to editing. Okay. God dash, good luck with the rest of the cap mapping, capturing the VOD. All right, see you later, Ben. So far, we're doing pretty well. I kind of figured this is the kind of thing that's going to take way longer than I would think. So we're probably going to kill the whole 2 hours on nothing but this. Which I know this is absolutely riveting content, but, you know, oh well. It has to be done at some point. All right, these two are basically identical. They have similar-ish reference designators. So, okay, we're going to go C. Oh my gosh, stop it. C307 and C313. Quantity 2. Let's see, except the time spent on hype trains, yeah. 1 UF. Boom. Is that 25 volt? Yes, 25 volt, which we haven't had yet. 25. I only say that because it's really fun to be lazy and copy paste things. I'm pretty sure there's a 5 millimeter cap. Why are they numbered so weird? What do you mean, Tillwolf? So to me, these numbers are pretty standard. So if you're thinking 2.2, 4.7, 1000, these are what are known as E series values. When producing the electronic components, there's like this ramping log scale for things. So you'll see like 1, and then 2.2, and then 4.7, and then 16, and then 25, and then 47, and then 68, and then sometimes 74, and then it's back to it's 100, but then that resets you, and then you could, so you'll see these values that kind of go up. The what that usually means. So you mean the reference designators. Usually you'll have C capacitor, or mirror it here, C capacitor, and then if it's a 3-digit number, the first number, the most significant digit, is usually representing a schematic region. So when I said earlier they love schematic subdivisions, that's what I was talking about. So the 300 parts are probably for the vertical deflection, because on the PCB here, under the 300 ones, it says vert size. So I'm going to guess all of the 300 capacitors are related to the vertical deflection. So if we look over at the horizontal side, so horizontal width, we'll see caps are C1. So the 100s might be for the horizontal stuff. And then 400s are possibly for the heater and other stuff. So that's for saying like a specific region of the board is it's or that part of the circuit. So when they are servicing these things, they'll say, if there's a deflection problem, for vertical deflection, it's probably one of the 300 capacitors, and they can just look more specifically at those. So if you know that, it can help with diagnostics and troubleshooting. So you were curious about the voltages? Well, I'm glad that helped. It's just, yeah, it is the same thing on voltages. Same thing on the capacitance. You get these weird E series stuff. That's what it is. So, all right, let's continue with measuring the height of these. On this board, this really does not matter, because there's literally nothing above this unless I got like a 50 millimeter tall capacitor. Should be 2.5 on these, I believe. Here. Yeah. I think these were 85C. Yeah, these are 85s. And then M tolerance. Let's grab that. Pop this there. Grab. Oh, no. I don't want to paste cells into cells. I want to paste cells over cells. Change this to 85. Okay. Next. Wait a minute. I might get to add one more. Nope, different values. Drat. Yeah, there are not a lot of duplicate capacitors in here. This is going to be a very messy order. Ooh, that's a different brand. What is that one? There's one black capacitor. Ah, it's a Chemicom. Why is there one Chemicom capacitor on here? That's weird. Huh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Next, this one is C305. C305. So what I'll probably do is I'll group these by the 100ths value, just so that it kind of makes more sense as you're looking through this. So this is a K series. Let me just grab that while I can see that. It is an aluminum electrolytic Nichicon. Okay, it's probably 85. It is indeed. And it is this size. I can just tell by looking at it. Okay, let's get the values. Take a look at 1982 Nichicon catalog. They have as tolerance codes. Okay. Out of curiosity, that's 92. 92, they probably had series by then. I was just curious if you could see series, if it was 82. So, C3-05, yeah. Like the light blue color on the caps. Yeah, I do agree these caps are visually pleasing. Okay, there we go. 4.7 UF and 16 volts. Okay. I'm going to grab this and then just chuck a period in there. Boop. And then it was 16 volts, I think I said. I will look one more time. 16, yes. Okay. Boom. That's that one done. Okay. Yeah. Just pick a stream computer is currently disabled pending new rules to make it not as much of a nightmare. Okay. This is C309. C309 1 10 UF. Grab this. Add a 0. Man, I'm kind of impressed how nearly yeah, every single one of these has been a different value so far. That takes some effort. 25. See that it's 80. Which series or tolerance is it? M, I think. It at least has like a big part number that starts in M. See, that one starts with H, so that's not a guarantee. Okay, I guess there is no tolerance code on that one. So we'll leave it blank. All right. 85. Size is weird. I'm going to have to measure it. Let's see. Guess I'll need something else to spend. Yeah. That one pronounces your name as Dish-ack. Yeah, I don't know how to handle all the stream points. You get too many of them too quickly. So it's like when we're looking at really big timetables for these things, it kind of difficult. I think there might be a point at which the streamer gets so big that they just kind of have to abandon them, unfortunately. Because we had so many computer redeems all back to back to back that was all I could do for a while. Is that really 5mm on one that's 6mm diameter? Yeah, it is. I mean, it might be like 4.5. It's Nah, I think it's 5. All right. Glad you got in after that was a problem or before. Yeah. MakerBot didn't take so long. Would have been all you could do. Well, the MakerBot was one of the things. I should have put my foot down and said enough's enough. But once that, or I should have just rejected it. That's what I should have done. But I kind of wanted to put it together, and I underestimated the project. So I really don't see the MakerBot as being a problem from a redeem. Because if I had started it at any point, I would have finished it just because I didn't want to get it halfway through and then just stop and then have it like not assembled. That would have sucked. The pressure of doing it because of the redeem wasn't the worst thing, because again, I probably would have never actually gotten to it. But it was really terrible. So it's not like I was going to redeem a 3D wooden printer. Yeah. I just set the clock forward 21 times. You have to be able to see the clock, and it has to be wrong. I mean, you can redeem it, and if it's still correct, I'm not going to reset it, and I am going to consume the points there. Yeah, okay, let's keep on going. I know why I'm yawning. I'm hungry for some reason. I genuinely ate right before, though, so I don't know why. Okay, we started 303. Okay. It is 22 and 25. Still no repeats on capacitance. How? Come on, it's got to happen at least once. It is an 85 with no listed tolerance. Yeah. Okay. I need to move a patch panel from a wall to rack floor tomorrow. Ugh. Yay. Okay, it is. I'm gonna go with 8mm. 8mm height. I'm gonna guess 12. Yep. 12. Lead spacing's probably gonna be 5. It's either 5 or 4.5. Is 4.5 a valid lead spacing? I can't remember. You saw frozen piece of stash wife left you. 4.5 is? Okay, I'll swap it to then. Perpetually hungry ever since. I think I'm going to put both of these at 4.5. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, big one time. So this is C304. This is a massive one. C304. There is one of them. It is 100 UF. Still no repeats. Come on, we got like all the common values now. It's gotta happen. We have to have a collision. 50 volt. Through hole is big. None of the, well, maybe the diameter of one of the other tall ones. It's 105 volts, or yeah, no, degrees. Tolerance is M, so 105 M. Pretty sure it is going to be that, but the size or height is different. Height is 23. Going with 20. It's 25 or 24. I'll say 25. It seems pretty flush, actually. All right, lead spacing. The 7 is probably right. Yeah, 7 or 7.5. Not really sure. I'm going to lock this in. Continue. See. Okay, now we're getting to the ones that are a pain in the butt that are like way tucked in there. So C308. C308. There's one. It is 47. There we go, our first collision, and 25. Copy, paste, I win. Eventually there were enough. Okay. Diameter is going to be the same as 303. No, it's going to be bigger than 303, actually. It's... Is it 9 or 10? I'm going to list it as 10. 10. Height is like impossible because it's at a crooked angle. I'm going to eyeball it. 16. Okay. 7.5. Okay. I had a feeling. We'll update all the other ones. You know, like the tolerance page, there should probably be a general reference page on Caps Wiki. Like if you're filling it out, open this up. These are probably the values you're encountering. Clearly hit a message in the cap values. Yeah, really. uh, I also drank a bunch of water before I started stream DZX, so I don't think it's that. Okay. Tolerance is M. Temp is 105. Okay. Oh, I didn't get the lead spacing. Order was 7.5. I don't remember. Which one is it? It's, this. 5? I'm going to go with 5. Okay. Next. Oh, man. So many individual ones. Every time you yawn, you have a sip of some beverage. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. That would be extra bad for me with the being hungry and also that having never had an adult beverage. That's a different thing, though. Okay. Whatever this is, it's 8 millimeters. I don't know why I measured it first, but there we go. That's the diameter is 8. It's through hole because they're all through hole. Didn't pay attention to a height. And we'll get what it is in a second, but I'm on a roll here. 10 height. Lead spacing, I'm going to guess, is 5. Which way is this rock here? Okay, it's this one. That one's going to be a 4.5. Okay. And there. Okay, so what is this that I just spec'd out? So. Sip each time the component is a capacitor. Gosh. All right. 4.7, and is that 63 or 6.3? I think it's 63. It only shows up once. So 4.7, another collision. Like I said, we had like all of the values at this point. But a 63 volt, that's a weird one. Yeah, RefDes. What is it? C402. C402. Temp 150. Tolerance M. And by 150, I mean 105. Okay. Such a good brewery that side of town. All right. We did 303. We did 402. There's 2 more left. There's 4 more left. Yeah, okay. So this one is C117. Uh, 100 UF and 35 volt. Let's see. List of valid lead spacings and the Mentor library at work. Ooh, okay. 7.5. Okay, so. Wait, you have 3.5 and 5? That's weird. I've definitely encountered 4.5s. Interesting. They're non-polarized electrolytics. Yes, they're cursed. They're usually used in audio equipment. I have some down there from when I recapped a speaker. So, yeah. What does have all the capacitors of the rainbow? Yeah. No, we don't have 4.5 in the library. Huh. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, measuring a capacitor. This one's weird. The jacket has shrunk down a lot. It's 13 millimeter diameter. Height is some 24. Lead spacing, I guess 7.5. Nope. It's 5 or 5.5. Temp, well, it's M, I can tell you that, and 105. Okay, so let's grab all of this. Wow, okay. I completely forgot I was remote desktop for a moment. For like the good last 5 minutes, completely forgot I wasn't just using a laptop. Wow, that's excellent. It's like the thing you guys aren't seeing, okay? Because I'm doing this on the next dock here. This is my phone. Like, yeah, that's crazy. So this is working better than I anticipated. See, that huge gray cap of yours is an AC cap. Gray cap? What do you mean gray cap? You mean on the main board back here? Which I should probably document those. You mean this? That was only 25 volts. That can't be. Additionally, it's on the digital board. Finish your drink if the mic dies. If the mic dies, I'm throwing it away. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That big transformer cap. Yeah, okay. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Where are we at for time? Yeah, there's not that many electrolytics on the logic board. We might just do that too. I don't know how many of you guys care about a device like the Next Dock. I still think it's absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite purchases in a long time, just because it's such a weird and unique and useful device in like just the right situations. Look at the other one I have. Wow. Yours says 600 volts. This one says 600 VAC. Interesting. It's an 18650 tape too. Yeah. Also, I got someone mentioned, why are you not using the Rode ones that all the other YouTubers do? These are those. They have had a lot of charge cycles, a lot of deep charge cycles. So it's like it because it's modern terminals. You like terminals nearly as much as scanners. Yeah. Like the idea of that dock for travel reasons. So there's one thing that I'm not going to be thrilled with the next dock, potentially, is if I do buy the Sony phone when it comes out, it's not going to be able to do wireless stuff anymore. And that'll make me sad. Whatever this next one is, it's 8 millimeters diameter. Because only next or Samsung DeX, as far as I'm aware, can do wireless. So that is a shame. If I'm reading this correct, that's C121. C121. Nope, nope, nope. C121. On the other hand, it's nice that Android actually supports desktop stuff natively now. So apparently you don't need Samsung Desk if you're accepting and plugging it in. I think it's really cool to be able to take it and not plug it in. But I plugged it in this time because not having it plugged in sucks. It's 30 frames per second and very unreliable. So the screen res is 1080p, which I think is perfect. I don't really want it to be 4K, and I really don't want it to be 2560 by 1440. So 1080p is kind of perfect. 1920 by 1200, that would be tough. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd probably pick 1080p. But I could see a case being made for 1920 by 1200. It's absolutely usable. Oh, yeah. No, it's fantastic. Oh my gosh. I think this capacitor's too short. Or it's exactly 1 UF. You know what? I think it's 1 UF. Wow. It's 1 UF, 100 volts, and the height is so low that it doesn't have any room to repeat on the jacket. But it's just barely that. So it's 100 UF, or no, 1 UF and 100 volts. So 1 UF, 100 volts. This is only doing so well because I'm using the mouse, by the way. If I was using the touchpad, I'd be very much reminded constantly that I'm using the next dock. Oh, that is weird to have a television that's 16 by 10. Having a wireless does feel like future magic. It really does. Yes. They're like, the laptop is my phone, but my phone's still in my pocket is crazy. Yeah, it's 30 frames per second and really terrible connection reliability. So from my perspective, as I'm using this, there are some issues with how I'm connecting to this because I'm using No Machine, which is a pretty good and fast thing, but you can see the stuttering that I'm getting there. Like, it's not full speed 60 frames per second. Like, if I bring this back to what you guys are seeing, that's pretty smooth and fast there, but I'm not seeing that as I work on this. If you compound the latency of the wireless connection with that latency, oh boy, oh man, it's really bad. So the compounding issue made me not use it wireless today, but I use it wireless a fair bit. Also, don't have it running off battery right now, mostly so that I can keep my phone charged, because this is a lot of use of my phone for me. What cap was I looking at? It's this really hard to see one. That's it. Height is 12. Lead spacing's probably 5. It's going to be really hard to tell which one this is. I don't know. It seems less. How is it less? Seems like 3.5. Is that one of your values? 3.5. Weird. Why is that one 3.5? Well, it is. 3.5. All right. Now you can get one of those docks with mechanical keys. So I would happily trade a small amount of keyboard quality on this to make the touchpad not just absolutely miserable. The keyboard is fine. I really don't have a problem with the keyboard. I, in general, do not have a problem with laptop keyboards. I find them to be very acceptable for what they are. However, they should all be using Cherry ML switches, but they don't. We got a series on this one. Oh, I can barely see that there is one. I can't see what it is. M, okay. Okay, series, I mean tolerance. Was there only one K? No, there were two. Okay. All right. Did we get C116? No. Okay, we got one more big one to do. See quite a few caps listed. Yeah, we've gotten a fair number of caps done. It was, honestly, this is more than I thought there were on this thing. I didn't realize there were this many on here. Jeez, this is not going to be fun to recap. This order is going to suck, too. We're not going to be able to find all these on stream today, by the way, the replacement parts. So I'm going to have to do that later, but I'll at least know what they are. All right, C116. This is the only one that has a series listed. At least I think it's a series. So this one's going to be easy. 18 millimeter diameter. I don't think there were any others of those. 18 millimeter. Don't ask me why I always do diameter first. It just feels good to hold the calipers. I don't know what to tell you. And they just like clamp. That's a cap. Okay. 37 millimeters in height. What? 36. I'm going to go 36 millimeter tall. 36 millimeter. Lead spacing is some 8 millimeter, so it's 7.5. Okay. Temp 85. Tolerance is M. But we probably have a series on this one, so I'm going to try and look that up. Also, what is it? It is C116, C116. There's one of them. It is 10 UF, 25 volt. So identical to this one. But then it has what looks like a series. So we're going to see if we can find the series. Nichicon, it would be NPHF. All right, it's not looking great. NP-HF. Bipolar. Oh. There is no polarity marking on there. Crud. All right, we're adding that series category back. Or column back. Series. NPHF. That's a big deal one to know. Is that spelling correct anywhere? Aluminum. Is that the English spelling? Alumin. I guess it is. We suck. Okay. Control F, NP, HF is not in here. Why did this show up? Let's see. That's for the audio section of the terminal. Yeah. Yeah. Why? Why is there a bipolar cap in here? I don't understand. This is one of one. Oh, obsoleted series. Doesn't list it. Control F, NP. It's not even NP. It's not even in there. But the big data sheet of things. NP, not in there. Conversion. That's the same one I found here. Huh. All right. Aluminum, American aluminium, English, yes. Save that PDF as reference. The comparison one is already listed here, the conversion one. This one is not. This doesn't seem that useful. This is just about lead spacing, packaging. Yeah, I don't think this one actually matters for us. It's just like, here's what capacitors look like. No listing about series or anything. So yeah, we have the standardization one there. Technically, the American version should supersede because it was coined first. Ooh. Wait, aluminum? How? Aluminum is way older than the US. Is there no named by 1812? Seriously? It's a British guy. Okay, well, I mean, they would be British if they moved to America still. still 1812? Really? Huh. The extra I was added to be like the other elements. I, that's kind of hilarious. Here's that 92 catalog. Okay, yeah, let's look at that. See if we can find it in there. Oh man. So I have an eBay search running to try and find these catalogs so that I can scan them and find data sheets. I have not found a single one that didn't come from the 50s yet. Aluminum refining was confusing. I mean, yeah, the whole like satisfactory is not that far off. That you start with like bauxite and like wash it and weird things. Like, I really thought that aluminum was much older than that, though. Put it at the tip of the Washington Monument because it's a new hot element. I mean, that just makes sense because it's lightweight. You don't want all that unsprung weight up there. All right, let's see if we can find NPHF in here. Wow, that's a fancy catalog. Jeez. NP-HF. I'm going to guess that does not show up. Oh. Capacitance range, HF. NP non-polarized series. Oh, hello. Where? So I'm guessing it's non-polar high capacitance. Yeah. Well, I keep seeing for capacitance more than 1000 or I think HF might be their high capacitance. Capacitance, range, tolerance. Yeah, let's look at this. I think it's like build your own series. No. The archive.org page is really bad about this. Oh, I can't send a horizontal scroll through this. Okay, so that's UF. That's not helpful. Series. I'm going to guess NP is a series, though. And then it's HF for the extended range. Let's look up NP datasheet. No. Okay, let's look closer in this. this. Aluminum. Oh, gosh. Go one page back. Click. Well, I didn't want to go one page back. I wanted to, like, click and drag around the pages. Oh, my gosh. There we go. Series, applications. Come on, give me the NP. Nope. I do love these like breakdown charts. These are kind of amazing. If you've never spent time looking at the catalogs for this stuff, these are super cool. This is like, you may wonder, like, it's actually a genuinely good thing to look at, because if you've ever wondered, like, how do they know what capacitors to use in a design? This is it. You'll look at this, and they give specific reasons to go from any capacitor. So you start out in the middle here. You're like, these are generic capacitors, okay? So like, I need it to be high temperature, okay? So then we have several high temperature options here, but then you have offshoots. So like for audio stuff, okay, we can go over here, okay? Like I could see our NP one being over here, but it doesn't look like it is. Or over here, we can go for chip. I'm guessing, oh yeah, that's surface mount. So that's surface mount versions. These are higher ripple current. So these are more robust capacitors up here, okay? And then long life, we have offshoot from there. So it's really cool. You can like see the flow for how this works. NP is on the bottom. NP of this page, or before I started ranting about this somewhere else? Probably on the previous page here. The whole visual style of this book is excellent. Want to use those icons for something? Yeah. I guess it's before the series, so they have the markings, or at least non-polarized. Let's see, non-polarized. Oh, okay, yeah, so it's here. Non-polarized. So yeah, it would make sense this doesn't technically have a series. Because it seems to predate series. So I guess we'll just delete the series category, I suppose. Or column. But yeah, I really like these diagrams. So, you know what? I'm leaving that. I'm leaving that, even though it's not technically a series. That gets you notice like what's special about this one. Why did none of the other capacitors have that? And then you might be more likely to notice the bipolar, which is slightly critical to get correct. All right, everything else there is specified. Okay, so I am going to drop down one more, and we're going to get the last one that has United Chemicom on here. So this has a series. Fancy pants. This is SL series. 25 volt, 4.7 UF. So 4.7, 25 volt. There's only one. I could have just pressed the one key and only had to press a single key, or I could do Control C and Control V and click click and have to press 6 different buttons. Good job. Over optimizing. Okay. This is C hot glue. They put hot glue over the C value. It is C109. Okay. Actually, you know what? That one, no, that's just glue. I was going to say that one looks the worst. It'd be funny if it was just that one. C109. Okay. It's a tiny one. It's 6 millimeter or 5 millimeter. Why did I have a 6 millimeter in there? Did I mistype something? Probably did. What is that? That's C309. Where is that? Oh, no, that one is chunkier. Okay, never mind. So that's 5 millimeter. Probably all of that. Okay. Non-polar, not bipolar. It's kind of the same thing. Bipolar versus non-polar capacitor. The same thing by two different names. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with bipolar because that's the more common one, I believe, at least nowadays. Yeah, I was pretty sure that was identical. There is no difference. Okay. Okay, temp, probably 85. I think SL is pretty generic series. Yep, 85. Aluminum electrolytic. Does it have a tolerance value? Just out of curiosity, I don't know if I've ever paid attention to that. It has like a 6 in parentheses. I don't know if that's a thing. Deciphering, go away, close. No. Okay, so no tolerance. But, capacitor series. Let's check United. Actually, just Control S, SL. No. Okay. So we'll look up United Chemicom. And see if we can find a SL series. So, had far too much sugar and coffee, gonna step away the keyboard. No, it's not that's a good thing to check. That could have been a difference, but in this case, yeah. So non-polar paper ceramic, bipolars electrolytic caps made for AC. I can understand making that distinction. I get where you're coming from. In that case, you're using the verbiage to mean something intentional. So ceramic capacitors are just not polar by their nature. Whereas the electrolytic caps, it's basically two capacitors inside of there. They have to make them completely differently. All right. That's a lot of stuff in there. Control F, SL. SLM, PSL, SLM, no. Again, capacitor choice worksheet. Really, really great. I don't see SL in here, though. Nippon Camicon SL series. We'll try this first, because at this time, I think it would have been that. SL. Wait a minute. Was the other one we were looking at not even Nichicon? Small D Zac doxing. I was hearing not normal noises for where I live. Forgot Luke Day. So. Having a good time. B51. Well, there's no way the 2021 is going to have what we need. Let's see. Still have not found those SMD caps in the plastic cubes? No. I know. That's why the Game Gear sits there untouched. I don't think we're going to be able to replicate those exactly. I think I'm going to have to just find different SMD ones or get regular electrolytics and then just fold them over on their sides. It's not like it matters. I think the only distinction is that they use those so they didn't have to glue them down. Or at least if they glued them down, it was more effective. So, realistically, is there any need to get some of the super expensive mil-spec caps with the ridiculous tolerances for older stuff? No, absolutely not. No. Matter of fact, Reverend Beer there, hello, since your first time chatting, by the way. One of the reasons why I'm going so slowly on this and checking everything is one of the objectives on Caps Wiki is to list all of the series like this. And one of the things that I like to do, not everyone on here does this, but one of the things that I like to do when I'm listing out capacitor series is, here we go, possible replacement series or recommended replacement series. So rather than just like spend all the money in the world on the capacitors, like this capacitor may have been a dime when it was bought by the manufacturer, put in there, and then you find one uber mil-spec military cap that you could spend $2 on, and it's one of like 50 you're putting in the thing, it's going to make it really expensive. Use the closest match to a modern capacitor to that old one that matches the application. So that's one of the things that I do when I try to list out caps on here, and what I would recommend you do when you're trying to replace a capacitor is try to figure out what the series of the capacitor is. If it's, I guess, a 90s device or above. I don't know when those officially really started to use. Well, United Chemicom has SL series on here, so we could figure that out. But figure out the application and find a suitable capacitor for that application rather than just the best one possible. So, but yeah. Aren't there cap kits for Game Gears? Yes, but they are not made by people who obsess about things like I do. So that's why. See, but it would be nice to know the series of those SMD caps. It would, yes. And that's why I haven't gone through and just bought generic capacitors yet for that, because I would like to dial it in a little bit more. We're gonna, I don't know how to list this one. I'm gonna put Nippon United, because I don't know. It's just the Chemicom crest. I don't know how to explain that, but it's the generic Chemicom thing there. So paste. Series is SL. Can't find a data sheet though. That's it. That's all the analog caps. Caps mapped. Boom. Okay. I'll have to get replacement parts done later. So you obsesses? Shock. Yeah. Especially on Caps Wiki. I genuinely understand why most people will not horribly obsess about caps on Caps Wiki. I would like them to, but I get not doing it. But every time I do it, I'm going to get replacement parts that are as close as possible and spend as much time as I possibly can documenting these things, because I want to make it an evergreen source that is always as good as it can be. So yeah, I spend way too much time on this stuff, but I want it to be perfect. I don't want there to be any questions of what could be missing from that information. So that was it. That's all the caps mapped on the power supply board for the Visual 200 terminal there. By power supply board, I mean analog board. This is just drives a CRT. That's it. So yes, or if you're a weird employee at the Visual 200 manual writing factory, the TV monitor board. Okay. I really love the misnomers like that, because it's like TV stands for television. It's not a television. It's a local vision. I mean, if you plugged it into a modem, technically the information would come from somewhere else, but the signal is being generated 2 inches behind the tube, so it's not tele. It is vision, but I mean, you wouldn't call it a vision board. I don't think they had high school girls putting together vision boards with the cork things back then, but I don't know. It's hilarious. So, all right. TV monitor board. Wonder if they bought that board in third party. 100% guaranteed. This is a third party board. I would bet any amount of money on that. It doesn't have another manufacturer on it.
And a line.
Toxel, thank you for the Prime sub and for 2 months there. Yeah, I would bet entirely that this is a third-party board. I just don't know who made it. Yeah, none of the design or manufacturing concepts is shared between the two of these. So, not even the cap vendors. Like, this one is Marcon, and then this is all Japanese stuff. So, it's going a few inches from the main board to the screen. Yeah. Better be ridiculous and vague. Exactly. Yes. So that's one of the things about, like, you can buy cap kits for a Game Gear, but you just buy a cap kit. I mean, you have to know the revision of the Game Gear. But then they just, it's Game Gear caps. They'll show a picture of some capacitors, but you don't actually really know what you're getting. I want you to know what is in there, what you should buy, why you're buying it. So, but yeah, we're going to call that for today. I'm actually going to end the stream from the next dock this time, because I kind of want to try something different for the outro here. So we're going to try a different option for how we're going to end the stream. This might work a little weird. I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out here. You always join when it ends. Yeah, we are wrapping it up here. So I thought of a way. I'm not starting the outro yet because it's going to be nearly completely automated. Okay. I thought of a way. Yeah, we'll firmware dump the GPIB thing. I want that on my docket. I cannot do it this weekend because of how much time I need to be able to put in the homebrew stuff. I'm just trying to figure out where I put it. It should be here or by the computer. Oh, I bet it's on the desk over there because I was trying to use it with the plotter. That's where it is. Okay. Yeah, we will tear it apart and dump the stuff. So, yeah, anyway, I had an idea for how to do the outro that makes it easy to always have the most up-to-date printout. So you're getting March's printout now, before it's actually even been in a video, because it won't be in a video until tomorrow because it's been a bad month. So here's how this is going to work, okay? No worries, been dead for years. Oh, well, okay. Hopefully they're the same version, at least. So I'm going to start the outro. Let's see how this goes. I can't hear the music. Hopefully it's working for you. I have literally no way of knowing.
CHER 100 and of stream and of line.
Coder Joe, thank you for the 100 bits. I am doing it from the server. So, the reason you'll be able to have the updated one is because it is playing from the server. So on the video feed I'm sending to the server is this whole frame right here. All right. So yes, what I do need to make sure of is that I give it time to delay. This is going to be slightly weird because I can see on my end, I'm talking. It's like I'm going to put up my hand here and I'm still talking, and that is how long it took for it to actually show up. So there's a lot of latency. So yeah, the outro is higher quality. That's okay. Huh. Okay, weird. But all right, so we're gonna call this for the outro. So I'm gonna set this to black over here, and then I'm gonna start the printer, and then it should technically end the stream automatically after it does everything. So we'll see how it goes. So all right, if you guys enjoyed this stream, you should follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, get a shirt like this one, or find me on Patreon. But for now, that's it. And I will see you next time. Let's see how this works out.